Hi, I'm Mary Kopczynski, the CEO of RegAlytics, and I am here to give you an update on this week's 30,649 regulatory alerts. I actually have a pretty busy week this week. I'm going to Philly for the ACMI annual meeting of auditors, and thank you for the invite, BDO. I'm also heading to Boston for FinTech Week on Friday, and of course, it is the same week that my husband is at a conference. So let's just cross our fingers that we can get through all of these logistics without any major hiccups. But thanks to Indigenous Peoples Day / Columbus Day, where my kid was in school and no one else's was, it meant I had a lovely multi-hour conversation-free day just to catch up. And one of the things I did is really go through my RegAlytics feed and take time to really understand what's going on versus the usual, which I say in this week's update. And it was really nice. I learned a lot of new things. I mean, I always do, but this time, for example, I really leaned into Medicaid and Medicare alerts because it's an area I don't know very well. And I know it's painful for some of our customers. So I wanted to really understand firsthand what that pain is and how hard it would be to stay on top of that pain. But the problem with doing this is it makes me want to update you on so many things going on. Really important stuff that in some cases you care about for work, in some cases you care just so that you appear informed, and in some cases you care as a human person or a citizen, right? So it was tough. It was tough to cool it down this week. But here's what I picked. The regulator of the week are the 50 state attorney generals. Why? Because these folks love to sue. They love suing so much. They get together with each other and sue people as a team. But sometimes it's important stuff. So one hot topic this week for the AGs is blowback against the new Centers for Medicaid and Medicare Services CMS rule that sets explicit staffing requirements in nursing homes. 20 different states are fighting this, saying that it increases costs so dramatically that it will shutter nursing homes. And this is particularly painful in rural areas where it's been hard to find staff. Another pot of AGs has continued going after TikTok as if TikTok didn't have enough headache as it was. But they're all going after the company for consumer protection laws, specifically for kids' online safety. All of this, the auto scrolling and the beauty filters that make TikTok completely addicting is terribly harmful for kids. And I find this interesting because lately parents are being held liable for mass shootings perpetrated by their children, and laws that were finalized as recently as this week clarifying paternal and maternal requirements for financial responsibility in the event of a child born out of wedlock. There are rules this prescriptive on parents in the varying states. But let's be honest, money is money. The state AGs love money and TikTok has money. So that's what they're targeting first. So on this topic, parents, you seem to be off the hook for your child's online habits. And then speaking of money, the big cyber breach with Marriott and Starwood hotels is now culminating in a long list of, I guess I'll say, winnings by all the 50 state AGs who went after them. Altogether, it's a $52 million settlement with all of the 50 states. Probably a very happy settlement from the perspective of Marriott, considering what it could have been. But each state is announcing their portion of the settlement. Another set of news impacting the different states that came out from the Environmental Protection Agency includes a new rule that all of the states need to replace lead pipes over the next 10 years. So you'd imagine this is something that the AGs will get irritated by. However, this new rule comes out with grants specifically to each of the states to get the job done. And to put it in perspective, there were 66 alerts this week on lead pipes in relation to the EPA announcement, and it came out in all weird places, like the governor's office, congressional districts, infrastructure state agencies, public health agencies, environmental protection agencies, and each one of them proudly announcing the funding they had received to get this job done. The topic of the week is energy, starting with the CFTC announcing that it will be publishing final guidance regarding the listing of voluntary carbon credit derivative contracts. The guidance is aimed at helping designated contract markets, so DCMs, to do this with a better understanding of their rights and obligations. The UK government is launching a new strategy to promote investment in long-duration energy storage technologies. This is an issue because you can generate electricity, but you sort of have to use it or you lose it. And this initiative seeks to overcome barriers that have hindered the development of energy storage for nearly 40 years. So who knows? Maybe we will find a way to harness the sun and bottle it. Utah announced a program to double its current electricity production, and California is investing $206 million in clean transportation services in areas that have been heavily impacted by pollution. What else do you need to know? TD Bank got a record $1.3 billion penalty from FinCEN and the OCC for Bank Secrecy Act and AML KYC failures. They're on a growth cap, so it's bad. They have to fix it before they're allowed to take on more deposits. And so there you go. That's it this week for RegAlytics. We have the global supply chain of the world's regulatory alerts in one very easy to use place. If you need a solution for anything related to regulation, give us a call.